Welcome to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show on iHeart Radio. Coming up, Nina Saint from Safeway Driving. I got to drive the 2022 Kia Sorento. Tell you my thoughts on it. We'll look at the cruise-in calendar and this week in auto history, plus the stories making car news this week. Just ahead in this hour of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy. Along with Mike Out of This World Mars, we need more Jeff Zekin, as always. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday on our live broadcast. And I believe that this would be the Thursday podcast.
Yes,
don't even try to
correct.
think about
that's
it.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. So don't even. I didn't want to strain your brain any more than it already
just did.
is.
Gosh,
I'm
Did
done,
it hurt?
I'm done
It
for the
did.
day.
it hurt.
Are you done for the day?
I'm done for the day.
Boy, you were done when you walked in this morning, my
It
friend.
was a good breakfast. I think that's what put us
That's
over.
That's what it did.
I'm your Will Smith. Just saying. By the way, he has resigned his position with the Academy of Arts and Sciences.
didn't know
What
you had a
does that
position.
really mean?
I don't
Did he
know.
resign? It's like resigning from the Texas Auto Writers Association. It means nothing. Who cares?
It means you're not getting a trophy or whatever.
You have six of them.
I didn't get any. Well, that's right.
True. We got
George has presented us with the taco trophies, and thank you, George. Again, we appreciate it. We had him on earlier in the show. Let me have one of those. Let me see what it
He
is.
was on the beach
Thank you so much. Why did you pick that one?
because it could
because
reach
I
it.
could reach.
It says In Wheel Time Show of 2022 Loopy's Tacos. So we're going to come up with a way that we can present one to each of you, and we're going to come up with it. And it's going to be really good. Jeff's going to actually work on the rules to apply for one of these fine In Wheel Time Show of 2022 Loopy's Tacos.
It's like Fight Club. There are no rules.
And by the way, and if you can't really see that, that's a picture of a taco that nobody has ever seen before because it's perfect in every way.
well, at
That's right.
Lupe's Tortillas, you can get a taco like that, and we should give one.
I don't want a taco like that.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
want that.
Yeah, that's
No.
pretty.
I
That's
want the
good.
soft one with the.
I
flour
want, yeah,
tortilla.
I want one that's got all
Need to give
my
one to
stuff in
Stan.
there that I
Stan, he
want.
would be our first recipient of that.
Well, it's time now to move on. Now that
Took
we've
it
had
out of line.
our breakfast tacos, and we're going to talk with Nina Saint, and she is with the Safeway Driving School. Nina, good morning to you.
Good morning to y'all. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Nina, you know,
Privilege.
it's that time of the year, and as a parent, now I have grown adult daughters, but there are so many kids that this is the time of year that we're going to teach them how to drive.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and you know, I know that these days that parents want to say, "Oh, I know how to drive. I can teach my kid how to drive." Oh yeah, you're going to teach your kid how to drive with your bad habits. So, and matter of fact, and this was brand new back when I was in that position to teach the kids how to drive, and I think I did a fairly decent job at it. I would consider myself a pretty good driver, but just to have a third outside therapist, I hired a driving school, and they put them through the summer drive. I don't know what it was, 6 weeks or something like that, and they went a couple of
Okay.
times a week. And I felt good about it, and they have turned out to be pretty good drivers with no tickets and no wrecks or anything
Great.
like that. So apparently something worked along the way. But you're here to help. So
Right.
let's talk about how what it takes to get your kid. What is it? 15 years old now? 16? What is it?
Right. They can begin driver's ed. They can begin actually the classroom at 14, the in-car at 15. That are state regulations. They can't get a license until age 15, but they're required to complete 32 hours of classroom instruction, 7 hours of behind the wheel instruction, 7 hours of observation, and an additional 30 hours of supervised driving practice.
So do you guys when you set up let's say a new student, we'll just go with that. When you set up a new student to come into Safeway Driving, do you try to get the parents involved in this as well?
We do because the supervise the 30 hours are the parents. or they can designate someone to do that. And we have multiple driving packages, so they can hire, us to do it, or they can do it. So parents are definitely a part of the program. So we encourage them to work with their students during the online instruction. Ours is an online driver education course, so there are 32 hours that they can sit together and go through the course. Because according to research, teens still listen to their parents.
No, they do not. Hell, I didn't listen to mine. Did you listen to yours, Nina?
Yes, I did.
You did? Oh, of course you did.
Well, I was a military family, so we're kind of a little different.
Yes,
okay.
yeah, there you go.
Orders are.
Okay, I'll buy that.
We know those marching orders.
Yes, exactly.
We grow up with those, so I may have a little different background than others, but
Yep.
And ultimately, the parent does have a lot of influence. I'm not sure they think they do. But again, it's the parents. Until they're 18, we're dealing with a minor. So it's really the parent that should be highly involved in making the decisions for their student moving to the phase when they drive on their own. How many passengers? I know we have a state graduated driver's licensing law, which they're only supposed to have one passenger under the age of 21 in the vehicle with them till they're 18. But again, sometimes even age 18 isn't the key where they should have a whole lot of passengers. So some of these decisions, the parent and the student need to make together. A lot of traffic safety organizations recommend signing a teen parent contract. Each of them have things to do. You can progress to this stage if you meet this criteria. So yes, we do encourage the parent to be highly involved.
So in other words, you can't take, you driving mom's Buick Skylark and 4 passengers in there down to the Mecum Fountain to suds it, or to go to the Kmart and buy a ginormous box, 24 toilet paper rolls, and go over to Bel Air High School and wrap the trees in the courtyard at Bel Air. So you're trying to prevent those kind of things from happening.
It's having flashbacks.
Right, because again, the more passengers the young driver has in the car, we're not preventing that, but the higher likely of a crash happening.
Well, yeah.
But they can have as many family members as they wish.
So, well, we weren't really too worried about crashes because we were kind of obeying the law because we didn't want the police to stop us and find the 24 rolls of toilet paper in the trunk. So, we were obeying the law, but there were 5 of us in the car.
Well, to me,
get him some water.
To me, it sounds like because the parents involved, the student or the young person that's driving, because it doesn't have to be. It might be an 18-year-old with their first driver's license, so it doesn't really matter the age. It's the parent that is on the hook, is the responsible party, no matter what age that driver is.
So let me just say this and let me just interject here because Jeff has got a granddaughter that is about to join that group.
And I've been writing notes down. Yeah, absolutely.
A granddaughter that's about to join into that group. So here you got Grandpa trying to teach the 13-year-old, the 14-year-old how to drive and, bring all of this together. And so he can still be the dad to the daughter and grandpa to the granddaughter.
No, that's why that's why we have Nina, because it would be an opportunity to go through Nina to do this and her recommendations rather than putting the stress on old grandpa. Exactly. Or grandma.
Yeah, and grandpa doesn't need to be any more stressed than he already is. So, Nina, I have to ask you, Safeway Driving, now I know that you mentioned that it's all the classroom stuff's done online, but where are the offices to do the behind the wheel part?
We've got multiple locations in the greater Houston area, Bel Air, Cypress, First Colony, the Sugarland area, Grand Oaks, Katy, Kingwood, Klein, Memorial City area, Sienna, Missouri City, the Woodlands, and we're also located in College Station, Bryan area.
Now, you don't have instructors like I had in high school that yelled and screamed at you in the car when you were driving the AMC, the Rambler, as the instructional car, and the brakes were so sensitive you just barely touched them and everybody would shoot through the windshield.
Well, glad that vehicles have changed since then, so we don't have that touchy brake situation. But we train our instructors; they're highly trained and qualified, and if the instructor's out of control yelling, then the student's going to be more out of control. So it's one of the training things we talk about a whole lot of. We just got to keep those emotions under control.
So,
not do that.
So, in other words, these instructors do have fingernails that have not been chewed down to the quick.
Well, now we do run across some students once in a while that will, push us to our limits, but we're trained not to do that. Trying to remain calm, but sometimes the traffic situation will get us all a little shaking. We'll try to hold it in.
See, so in other words, you do have some Don Armstrongs every once in a while that you find in the class, and you have to kind of take them aside and say, "Look, buddy, you need to calm down just a bit because you're about to give our instructor a heart attack."
Yeah, we've had those discussions before. We've got some that they push the accelerator as they push the brake, which are totally different.
Have you ever had any of those that you had to just finally give up and just either bring the parents in, call them aside, bring them into the office, and say, "Look, this is just not working the way that we had planned. We're going to have to come up with some other method to get your child taught"?
We try to get and go as far as we can with them, but sometimes that does happen. It's not,
it's not always milk and honey.
Right. They complete the required amount of hours, but we encourage more hours.
Nina,
talk with a parent, give them some things to work on with their students. We've even had a parent take a lesson with us, so they knew what to teach their students.
Yeah,
see, now that's
good.
That's why
so we want to go that far. I mean, we believe that driving's a learned skill set.
Now, are you in the vehicle with them?
Everybody can learn. Pardon?
Are you in the vehicle with them? Do you actually go out there with the students yourself, or are you a teacher as well?
I have done it in the past. I've actually started in public school driver education. Now work with Safeway Driving. I've been in the state oversight agency for driver's ed in the state. So I've kind of been in different roles my whole life on that. So I've had all those experiences in the car.
And the brake pedal on the passenger side, or
we have an instructor brake and instructor mirrors for the instructor. So those are additional to what already is current in the vehicle that the student uses. So we try to have as many safety features as we can to be able to take control of the vehicle. And we train our instructors, we take control.
Do they still have high school instructors?
We still have a few high schools, about a little less than 2% are taught in public schools currently.
God, because I remember going through the beginning of driver's ed in junior high school. Albert Sidney Johnston Junior High School. Go Greyhounds. And I'll never forget sitting in the auditorium going, I know more than this person.
Oh, yeah. Because
I was 13, 14 years old.
Absolutely.
Taking my first driver's ed course. And I was interested until they got to there were no seat belts. There was none of that stuff. But, they're talking about going the speed limit. Hell, my mother never went the speed limit. Why should I go the speed limit? So I'm sure that you have dealt with jerks like me at 13 years old. I can only imagine what that would be like.
Well, it's kind of one of those things, you just kind of tell them, if you wish your license, here are our rules. Here is our agreement we're going to have here in driver's ed. You follow the instructions of the instructor or the teacher, or you don't continue.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. 14-year-olds aren't allowed to get a license anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
I learned a lot of French because every time the conversation was, "Oh, pardon my French."
There was that.
Yeah.
So, Nina, I want to shift gears here, so to speak, and talk to you about adult driving lessons.
Yes.
And I can tell you that all of us sitting here on the dais today,
Mike Marsh,
and you are probably aware of adults that, for some reason, somehow they pulled the wool over somebody's eyes and got a driver's license, and should not to this day, even though they're 40 or 50 years old, should not be driving.
Mike Mars.
Correct. We do have private lessons where adults can, if they want a refresher, they can come do a private lesson with us. Adults 18 to under 25 are required to have at least an online 6 hours of classroom, which is ours, an online program for that. And then we have several packages where they can add in car to it. But yes, we see all those drivers on the road.
Do you also have a program set up for the elderly?
Yes, we do. We can evaluate the elderly, what we term the senior citizens. Sometimes the children of those senior citizens are concerned whether they should continue driving at all. Sometimes the doctors send them to us wanting an evaluation of their driving skills. Because the doctors can file a form to have that license removed also.
Well, I have to tell you that my dad, rest his soul, he was 92 when he passed, but he drove up until, I guess, 6 months or so before he passed. And I will tell you that my dad was never a race car driver, but for whatever reason, I don't know what happened, but the older that Dad got, the heavier his right foot. Let me put it that way. He would leave the house and he would zoom down the street. I mean, a lot more than 30 miles an hour. And
Really?
I'd call him on the phone, Dad, what's going on? What do you mean what's going on? I drive just fine. There's no problem. Dad, don't you think the kids in the neighborhood would appreciate it if you'd slow down a little bit instead of running them off the roads on their
Yeah,
bicycles? That kind of thing. And I think that there are some elderly that really should not be driving. And how do you tell a person they shouldn't be driving? Well, Nina, we're going to call you and let you do it. How's that?
Kathy tells me that all the time.
we do that. We have evaluations. We also have evaluations for corporate clients, so we can evaluate their drives and give them a response. Again, we try to give alternatives if there are issues to whoever has requested the evaluation. But those are very touchy areas. My mother got the letter from the Texas Department of Public Safety saying her license was revoked. It was medical reasons. I wish I'd opened the letter before she did because she wasn't driving. But to know that she lost her license was just devastating to her.
Yeah.
It was something that took a while to get over.
Well, it's like putting somebody in jail because now you've lost the freedom of being able to go and do what you have always done all of your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. The same freedom teens realize once they get their license is a loss of freedom that adult feels, that senior citizens feels when they lose their license.
Yeah.
Now, if you, there are some.
Difficult to deal with, but we try to do our best.
There are some courts, if you get a traffic ticket and you go before the judge and he says, okay, you can take a driver's course to alleviate the ticket or have it dismissed. Do you offer those services as well?
We have a third party that we have it on our website. People can get information on. We don't teach the course ourselves, but we partner with another person in our industry that does. But that's called a driving safety or defensive driving ticket dismissal course. It's 6 hours in length currently. So
Nina, how much?
and it's just to bring driving to the front, that frontal lobe. But we kind of hide some of these safety features back in the back part of our brain. So just a reminder course. Oh yeah, I should have been doing that.
Nina, what is your website? Is it Safeway.com?
It's SafewayDriving.com.
Safeway Driving. Very good. Well, listen, it is a real pleasure to talk to you. And please don't take offense to our some of our funny ways of trying to get this related to our listeners. But we all take driving for granted and shouldn't. And teaching our kids, I think, good habits from the very beginning go a long way.
Yeah, I know. When we're in the car, students will say, those people are smiling at us. I said, they're smiling because they're remembering their driver's ed.
That's exactly right. Nina,
So
thank you
it
so
always
much.
brings that to us. Thank you.
Thank you,
Great
guys.
time,
And-
guys.
all right, take care. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I need to do a car review.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I was
Notice
just
that.
thinking about when I went through it and learning all the signage, the regulatory signs, the safety signs, all that stuff.
I used hand signals. Do you remember those? They used to teach those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hand out this way,
down this
over
way.
this way, hand down that way.
And how many fingers on that hand?
Yeah,
And
yeah, there's that too.
there is.
Right. Do you want to do the cruise-in calendar, or do you want me to do the car review?
It's either way because the cruising is what we.
Is that what
messed
you
up
did
a-
earlier?
Yeah, we messed up a little bit on that.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Well, then, if you've already done it, we're not going to do it again.
Okay. We could throw it some.
Time now for the car review of this hour. 2022 Kia Sorento. It just left the parking garage this week and went back to Dallas. So, the Sorento is available in several trim levels. Starts off with the LX, goes to S, ES, SX, and X line. I had the X line SX all-wheel drive Prestige. Top of the line, I would assume. Small SUV, but they have managed to cram in 3 rows of seating.
Oh.
Now, me personally, if you need to have 3 rows of seating, this is not the car that I would buy. But, you know, for affordability, for families that are young, small children, need a 3rd row, this may be just right for you. Exterior changes from last year, well, it was completely redesigned in 2021. Aggressive yet attractive nose and grille with attractive headlights. Quad taillights are unique. Lots of edgy styling to the exterior of this vehicle. Black, gray, or smoky wheels are all the rage, and boy, they got them. Sunshade over the rear hatch glass is convenient, especially for those 3rd row passengers. What I liked about it, the overall styling. This thing will sell in masses. It is attractive, and it reaches just the right demographic. I think that they've got a winner on their hands here. What could use improvement? Maybe a little bit more vibrant colors in the options, but we've all seen the stories about how manufacturers choose colors for the times of our lives, and right now it's grays and blacks. That seems to be the thing. Anyway, interior, big infotainment screen that flows out of the instrument cluster. It's rather unique. Attractive, usable dash controls in all the right places. Handy passive phone charger in the center console, and quilted seat accents gives it an upscale look, but I already had the upscale package, so that's kind of comes with it. The one nice thing about this is that, as far as pricing is concerned, is that when they put them in packages, there are no up charges because it's included in the price of the package. Cargo trunk room, tiny with the 3rd row up, but that's how they get the 3rd row back there. What I liked about it, the convenient controls throughout the cabin. What could use improvement? The infotainment configuration could be simpler, but as I say in all of the reviews that I don't necessarily find real intuitive, you work with it a while and you'll get it all down like steak on rice.
Yeah.
Engine was a 2.5-liter turbocharged array with 191 horsepower, 181 pound-feet of torque, delivered through an 8-speed automatic transmission. And it would tow up to... Did you forget that that's attached to a microphone? Yeah. Okay. Tow rating 2,000 pounds, so small trailer, something like that. Miles per gallon, 22 in the city, 27 on the highway, for a combined of 24 miles per gallon. I got 23.3 miles per gallon over 385.7 miles. What I liked about it, the peppy engine. With the turbocharger on it, believe it or not, even only 191 horsepower, it would get up and go. A little turbo lag, but once that turbo got spinning, zoom you away from the stoplight.
Great.
What could use improvement? I'm not a huge fan of the dual clutch setup. Basically, a dual clutch is a manual transmission that is operated automatically. You don't have to do anything to it but press the accelerator like you would a regular transmission. But it shifts differently. It feels different than a regular, standard, old automatic transmission. It takes a little getting used to. The start-stop feature is annoying. There is a button to turn it off. I say, let's keep it off all the time, and if I want it on, I'll press the button. Just say it.
Yeah.
Ride and handling, I like the smoothness of this vehicle. As far as improvement to that, nothing. It's a family car, not a road course cutter, so expect that. This is a family-friendly affair that is really cutting-edge looking. I like the thing.
Yeah, I saw it. It was nice. Very
Base
nice.
trim level on this particular vehicle was $43.90. Prices tested, which was tax and delivery, $45,120. Base model price, you can get in this thing for as little as $29,590, but go and try to find one of those on the dealer
Even
lot.
the 45 is nice.
You are not going to find that on a dealer lot. Competitors, the Buick Encore GX starts at $26,415, the Honda CR-V $26,400, and the Mazda CX-5 for $25,900. That's the review of the 2022 Kia Sorento. I like it. I give it high marks, especially for growing families. I think that they're pretty much dependable, and it's a pretty good-looking vehicle.
And even loaded up to 45, that's not a bad price at all.
Considering the fact that in today's world, 45 is about the sweet spot for the average price of a car these days on a new car lot.
My wife's got a 2015, and she loves it.
A Kia Sorento?
Yes. The only problem
I
we've
didn't know
had with
that.
it is when she pulled out in front of a truck. So that's kind of self-inflicted. But otherwise, the only thing we've done to it is regular maintenance. It's got 90,000 miles
You know,
on
it's
it.
so funny because I haven't seen your wife in years, much less the car that she drives.
Yeah,
I think this is all BS, and I don't think that you actually have a wife, nor does she have a Kia Sorento.
Yeah,
I think you just made it all up.
She should contact Nina if she's pulling out in front of trucks. You know.
That's true. That was the first accident she's ever had.
Oh boy.
Shh, don't bring it up.
Okay, sorry.
She's not listening.
He's not. He's not.
this
He's
point.
not living at the house anyway.
Oh.
Now he won't be even living in the state
boy.
after this.
Oh boy.
Easy.
Easy.
Just wanted to say that.
Thank
Look
you.
at that guy.
I know. Cousin Steve from Wisconsin is here,
Hi,
along with
Steve.
his beautiful wife Penny, and it's sure it's good to see you guys. I know. Never mind.
It's a blast. We had a great time
yeah.
at dinner the other night. It was wonderful.
Yeah, we did have a few laughs, did we not?
What you remember
Of
of
course, that's what you get when you bring Steve into the picture. All right.
and alcohol.
Hey, and alcohol, yes.
Mm-hmm.
If you mix anything with alcohol and Steve, and it's going to be a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me. Here's somebody that I've known all of my. No, he's known me all of my life. What do you think about that? Hey, the In Wheel Time Car Show streams on iHeart Radio, or the radio app, and on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts are available from your favorite podcast source. The In Wheel Time Car Show continues right after this quick break.
Father's Day weekend, Saturday, June 18th, 2022. It's the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, and you're invited. Tailpipes and Tacos Father's Day edition will be at the same Loopy Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. on Saturday, June 18th. It's the only place cruisers compete for trophies and other prizes. Enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, and Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest cruise-in and is your opportunity to see the best hot rods, show cars, classics, and resto mods, and get Loopy Tortilla breakfast tacos and adult beverages. There's no entry fee, and cars will automatically compete for custom Loopy trophies and other prizes. It all happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. Kick off summer with Tailpipes and Tacos Father's Day edition, Saturday, June 18th. The In Real Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Celebrate Father's Day, the start of summer, and the return of Tailpipes and Tacos. Saturday morning, June 18th, 8 to 11. We'll see you then, weather permitting.
Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction company, returns to Houston March 31st through April 2nd at NRG Center. Featuring 1,000 muscle cars, Corvettes, trucks, customs, and more. Broadcast live on Motor Trend TV and Motor Trend Plus. We welcome everyone to Houston to bid in person, and enhanced online bidding and telephone options make it easy to join the Mecum experience from anywhere in the world. Register to bid now at mecum.com.
The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 Car Talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeart Radio app and ask for In Wheel Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best Car Talk Show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via InWheelTime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeart Radio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Conrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeart Radio app, search for In Real Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite Car Talk team. In Real Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/In Real Time Car Talk.